Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Dot Study. So today we will learn the second chapter of history, that is growth of nationalism. This is the first video of the chapter growth of nationalism. Okay, I have already uploaded the first chapter of history and the first chapter of civics. So without wasting, let's get started. First of all, let's start with the name of the chapter, that is growth of nationalism. Nationalism, what does this word mean? See, nationalism, it's a feeling of oneness and common consciousness that arises among the people who live in the same territory and share same historical, cultural and political background. Okay, अब इसका मतलब क्या है? ये तो मैं डेफिनेशन बोल दी, इसका मतलब क्या है? मतलब कि एक फीलिंग है जिसमें हमें लगता है कि हाँ, हम सब एक है और हम सब एक ही नेशन के हैं. और ऐसा फीलिंग क्यों होता है, कब होता है? जब हम सब एक ही जगह पे रहते हैं, एक ही टेरिटरी में रहते हैं, जिसका हिस्टोरिकल, कल्चरल, पॉलिटिकल, जो सब बैकग्राउंड था, सब सेम होता है. लाइक वी नाउ फील दैट वी आर इंडियंस because we share the same historical, cultural, political, language. These all backgrounds are similar, isn't it? Although from state to state there are variations, but still there is a oneness that ties India, that ties the people of India as one. Despite the fact that we have several languages, several cultures. Okay, so now, before, मतलब कि जो फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस था, उसके पहले तक भी नेशनलिज्म इतना नहीं हुआ था जितना फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद हुआ. या फिर मोर एक्यूरेटली वी कैन से, जो ब्रिटिश रूल के स्टार्ट होने से पहले तक पूरे टोटल इंडिया में इतना नेशनलिज्म नहीं था. तो क्यों आया ऐसा, क्यों हुआ ऐसा? एक्चुअली सी, बिफोर द ब्रिटिश वे आर रूलिंग, there were many kings and therefore many kingdoms. So the people were loyal to their own king and to their kingdom, although India as a whole was one, but still no one bothered about that. Or more accurately, India was not considered as one because the various areas were under different kings, under various dynasties. Okay, now there were times when many or most of the India were under one ruler, but still at that time also there were variations. So that common consciousness, that nationalism never arose. But after the British started ruling India, they captured the whole of India, and this made a sense among us that yes, we all belong to one nation. Now, it was not the only reason. There were various reasons which led to the growth of nationalism among Indians. Okay, so let's see what are they one by one. So, factors promoting the growth of nationalism. That factors which is increasing the growth of nationalism. The first factor is economic exploitation. Yes. Now you will ask how economic exploitation and nationalism are connected. See, the economic exploitation were done by the British to Indians. And the whole of India suffered due to this. And furthermore, the grievance, the angriness of the people against the British also culminated in the growth of nationalism. Okay, now, economic exploitation. Whole of India was exploited to the maximum level in the terms of economy. That is, they tried to serve their own interest rather than serving India's interest. They wished to improve their quality of living, to improve their wealth by taking the revenues from India. Okay, now all of the sections like the peasants, the artisans and craftsmen, the working class, the educated Indians, everybody were affected by the economic exploitation. So let's see how each class were affected by this. First, the peasants. Peasants means the farmers. The persons who led their life by farming. Okay, now these people were affected the worst. Okay, were affected the most. Why? Because they had to pay exorbitant levels of taxes. उनको बहुत टैक्स पे करना पड़ता था. उनका जितना प्रोडक्शन होता है, मतलब जितना भी उन्हें प्रॉफिट मिलता था, उनका मैक्सिमम पार्ट यही टैक्सेस पे करने में निकल जाता था. इसलिए वो उन्हें लोन्स लेना पड़ता था मनी लेंडर से. एंड एज ए रिजल्ट दे फेल्ट दे became or they came under the clutches of these money lenders and landlords. Okay. Now ये टैक्स पे करने के लिए कभी कभी उनका लैंड्स भी सेल करना पड़ता था. तो एज अ रिजल्ट दे ऑल्सो केम अंडर द क्लचेस ऑफ लैंडलॉर्ड्स. ओके, नाउ द सेकेंड वन इज द आर्टिसंस एंड क्राफ्ट्समैन. दे आर द पीपल who were affected. They are also the ones who were affected by the economic exploitation, because now India was made just a market for the British foreign goods to be sold. मतलब इसके जो फर्स्ट वॉर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस के बाद तो कंडीशंस और भी वर्स्ट हो गया हम कह सकते हैं. बिकॉज नाउ इंडिया में बस जो ब्रिटिश के फॉरेन गुड्स है, जो मशीन मेड फॉरेन गुड्स जो चीपर थे फ्रॉम द इंडियन हैंडमेड गुड्स, वो उनके लिए बस मार्केट हो गया. एंड द रॉ मटेरियल्स वे ऑल्सो इम्पोर्टेड, sorry, were also exported from India, but no money was paid for it. Okay, so as a result, the industries were totally, the handicrafts, the textile industries of India were totally destroyed because the British policies were such. Now the third one is the working class. Yes, it was a new society. That is, it was some new people were coming up. That is, there were many industries set up in India, and the people who worked there came under the working class. Now, these industries were set up in the cities, and therefore the people who were working there, that is the working class, although their numeral strength was less, but their thinking, their outlook, the political outlook was far more, their political outlook was far more better than the other persons, because here they included, although they went for cities to work, but still they knew the whole outlook of India. Okay. Now, the fourth is the educated Indians. The only job available for the educated Indians were of government jobs. Educated Indians के लिए government jobs थे, but there was high, the competition level was very high. As a result of what happened, they had to face much competitiveness to achieve the jobs. Okay, and furthermore, the age limit was also decreased by the British. Okay, now the second one is the repressive colonial policies. Okay, the repressive colonial policies. मतलब रिप्रेसिव कॉलोनियल पॉलिसीज, मतलब ऐसे क्या पॉलिसीज ब्रिटिश ने अडॉप्ट किया था जो हमारे इंडियन लाइफ को बहुत इफेक्ट किया. ओके, दैट इज दे डिड नॉट बॉदर फॉर द कंडीशंस ऑफ द इंडियंस. फर्स्ट वन इज these are some of the policies adopted by them, policies or the works did by them that worsened the life of Indians. First one is Grand Delhi Darbar, that is in 1877. अब आप पूछेंगे दिल्ली दरबार में कुछ कर दिए तो इसका प्रॉब्लम क्या हुआ? See, Lord Lytton organized the Grand Delhi Darbar in 1877. क्यों? To declare Queen Victoria as Empress of India. Lord Lytton organized the Grand Delhi Darbar in 1877. Now, in this celebration, lakhs and lakhs of money were spent, but at the same time, there were Indians who were suffering from famine. For them, nothing was done. Okay, so it's their policies. But if we look at now, see the policies, see the laws that are made by the government in this situation, isn't it? Now you all know that it's COVID-19 prevailing. Now the government is doing their best to keep people safe, isn't it? So you also always stay at home and don't go outside. Now let's discuss the second Vernacular Press Act and the Indian Arms Act 1878. Now what does it mean? So the Vernacular Press Act was also passed in the year 1878 by Lord Lytton. Now it forbade the Indian press to print anything that agitate the feelings of the Indians against the British government. मतलब कि ऐसा कुछ भी चीजें प्रेस में प्रिंट नहीं होना चाहिए जो इंडियंस के फीलिंग को, इंडियंस के एंगर को अराउज करे. सी, द वर्नाकुलर प्रेस एक्ट forbade vernacular papers to publish any material that might excite feelings of dissatisfaction against the British government. मतलब अगर ब्रिटिश के कुछ लूप होल्स अगर प्रिंट किया जाएगा तो फिर obviously it's obvious that the people will be dissatisfied with the government. So therefore the Vernacular Press Act of 1878 forbade the vernacular papers to publish any such things. Now the Indian Arms Act. But okay, one more thing is that this act was not applicable for the English newspapers. Okay. Now the Indian Arms Act, it says that it's a criminal offense for Indians to carry arms without license. That is, Indians cannot carry arms without license, but it was not applicable for the Europeans. And furthermore, the Vernacular Press Act, which was started by Lord Lytton, was again removed by Lord Ripon. Okay, Lord who? What's the name? Lord Ripon. Okay. Now the last one is the age limit, not the last one. Now here we can see the age limit 21 to 19 years. That is the age limit. Earlier the age limit for civil service examination for Indians was 21 years. But it was now reduced to 19 years, which made it difficult for the people, difficult for the youth to crack the exams. Okay. And the last one is the Ilbert Bill. A bill was passed by Ilbert, who was a law member of the Lord. Okay. Now, he passed the bill in 1833. Okay. Now, this bill, why this bill was passed? See the page. So, the bill was introduced by Lord Ripon, but it was made, मतलब कि ये बनाया गया था, ये जो बिल का फ्रेम कौन किया था, बिल को कौन फ्रेम किया था? इल्बर्ट ने. ओके, सर सीपी इल्बर्ट, ही वाज अ मेंबर ऑफ द वाइसरॉयज काउंसिल. ओके, इन द ईयर 1833. ये आपको ईयर्स याद रखना इंपॉर्टेंट है. वर्नाकुलर प्रेस एक्ट, इंडियन आर्म्स एक्ट और इल्बर्ट बिल का. और इल्बर्ट बिल बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट है बिकॉज मेनी टाइम्स क्वेश्चन कम्स. सी, इट वाज सॉट टू एबॉलिश जुडिशियल डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन बेस्ड ऑन रेस डिस्टिंक्शन. मतलब कि पहले जो जुडिशियल डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन होता था, दैट इज द यूरोपियन ओनली ट्राइड द केसेस बोथ फॉर इंडियंस एंड द यूरोपियंस. मतलब कि यूरोपियंस ही जजेस होते हैं, यूरोपियंस ही जजेस होते थे, and no Indians were appointed as judges. So this Ilbert bill wish to abolish such judicial disqualification on race distinctions. Okay, but when this bill was passed, the Europeans started a defense association against this and they protested against this bill. As a result, finally they have to withdraw the bill. Okay. So इससे क्या पता चलता है कि यूरोपियन कम्युनिटी का इंटरेस्ट जहाँ पे है वहाँ पे इंडिया का डेवलपमेंट और वेलफेयर के बारे में सोचना इम्पॉसिबल है. The people of India also understood this fact at that time and thus they were more angry on the British. Okay, so these were some reasons that alienated the Indians against the British and arose in them the feeling of nationalism due to the repressive colonial policies. Okay, so here we have discussed two factors. The rest we will discuss in the next video. Okay, so bye bye and keep studying.